Hey guys, Scott Neitlich, otherwise known as Toy Guru here on the internet and the outer net. And I'm your host on the Spector Creative channel. After working for 25 plus years in the toy industry and as a collector, I'm here to try to answer a lot of questions about why things happen. And I didn't want to just make another video about why we're seeing empty pegs. I've made quite a few of them and so have a lot of other really great toy site videos on YouTube. But what I want to talk about today is not who's to blame, because that's not the right phrase, but it's more like who's driving the bus. Who is in charge of making sure these pegs get filled? And why is it that we see toy lines from some companies and others not equally represented on the pegs? So it's a little bit about who's driving the bus, or kind of who's not driving the bus, or who we don't let drive the bus. But it's also about understanding the roles that manufacturers and retailers play in the ordering process. So bringing it down to a level and saying, oh, Hasbro product or Mattel product or Spin Master or Jax or Jada or any toy company versus a retailer like your Walmarts or your Myers or your Targets, they're all working together. But how is it, who holds sort of what's called the R plus, or the responsibility for ensuring pegs are full, or at least as full as they possibly can be? All right, so let's do this. Let's jump in and talk about it a little bit. And it really comes down to the manufacturing cycle and the process of when orders are made, when product is produced, shipped, and sent to stores. And it all starts at Toy Fair. And I'm not really talking about New York Toy Fair, which we all know because it's a publicity show where we get to see new waves of figures. I'm really talking about the internal toy fairs, like Mattel has El Segundo Toy Fair and Hasbro has Pawtucket Toy Fair. These are private shows that the large toy companies have, and all of the major retail buyers come to their headquarters and are given kind of the diamond treatment as they're walked around like VIPs and shown the latest product. Now, there's many types of retail buyers, and they range from people who are fanboys themselves to people who just got transferred to the toy division from the garden division and need to be educated about a product line or an IP or a content. There's really no one specific type of retail buyer, and there's not one specific way to sell into a retail buyer. A marketing manager whose job it is to sell the line in may need to appeal to the buyer's needs, they may need to appeal to their hobby, their interests, or just the financial benefits of a line. So when the retail buyers are being brought around these internal toy fairs, they're basically going room to room, table by table, and seeing one wave of product that represents a year's worth of product. Similar to how we sold in the online waves on Matty Collector, where we would show subscribers one wave to represent a year. And the buyers will look over the product to see if they like it, to see if it fits in with their sort of agenda and their goals for their aisle. And they'll look to see if these toy lines have anything else, like if they won a Toady, a Toy of the Year award, or are they attached to entertainment or content? Is there a new movie coming out that's going to help promote this toy line? Or is the toy line just sitting by itself and selling itself, like something like Hot Wheels, which doesn't have a movie but has an evergreen line, or Monopoly, another good example. And if there is content, where is the content going to be? Is it going to be on network? Is it going to be on streaming? How many episodes? How many seasons? All of this is taken into account. And then the buyer more or less takes a bet. Based on their instinct, their knowledge, their experience, they're going to do essentially what is the 3 bears technique. They don't want to order too little. They don't want to order too much. They basically want to order what's just right. And that is very hard to do because the risk they're taking is this. It's ordering product that doesn't sell, and the dreaded consequence of this is having to put the product on markdown. And markdown hurts everyone. It hurts the retailer, it hurts the toy company, and most of all, it also hurts the IP owner because it devalues the brand. If you walk in and you see a Wolverine figure on clearance, well, as a parent, as a toy collector, as a member of the public, seeing this, you're going to say, oh, Wolverine is not a very popular brand because the toys have to be sold off on clearance. So this is to be avoided at all costs. Now, looking at the full toy cycle, I've mentioned a few times how it takes several years, usually about 3, to go from brainstorm to store shelf. But the buying process is about 18 months or 1.5 years. Essentially, the product order is put in with the company 18 months before it's on shelf. So that means the product now has to be manufactured, it has to get to the port, it has to sail across on sea ship. It's probably not going to be air shipped because that's very expensive. And eventually it gets to retail where you can buy it, or you can buy a figure that somebody stole and put a lesser figure inside the package because no one was paying attention, and that really stinks because it's not good for anyone. But hopefully this doesn't happen and it's actually just real good product. So the product you see on shelf right now when you walk into the toy aisle was ordered 18 months ago. And that means if you're seeing empty pegs, it's because the product is selling out quicker than anticipated, but that's a good thing because it means that there's not going to be excess product that has to be cleared out. And it's not a question of one company versus another, because we see, one company always manages to keep their pegs full while another one always seems to have empty. It's really just about popularity. Toys are a complete popularity contest right out of 11th grade. The more popular a toy is, the more people are going to want to buy it, and that's what leads to empty pegs. It has nothing to do with the company or the retailer selling it. It has everything to do with the brand. Now, occasionally you will see representatives from a manufacturer like Hasbro, Mattel. They have what are called retail service reps. And these are the people from the toy company that are at retail stocking shelves. But they don't bring product with them to stock. They go to the retailer and they go to the back room and they locate product for their company and bring it out to the shelf. It's usually done in the holiday season. So they're really there to just make sure product that's already in the store is on the shelf and that the planogram is set up correctly. They're not there to bring additional product to fill empty pegs. They're just hoping product is sitting there in the back. Everything you're seeing on shelf is a bet, and it's a bet that was done 1.5 years before you're buying it. The reaction time is very long. You can't just go back into production because it takes another 1.5 years to get a second order, if you will. It's a complicated system, and it doesn't work for everyone, and it definitely is not designed for adult collectors. Systems that are for adult collectors are online product like HasLab or Matty Collector or convention product. The whole system is designed for kids' birthdays. That's the number one purchase of toys, is people who buy product for a child's birthday. And usually it's a child's friend's birthday, like one of the friends in their class, because that's the most often gift-giving experience parents have during the year is when they have to buy a gift for their child's friend. Birthdays and Christmas only come once a year, and that's gravy on top of sales. Christmas is obviously a huge amount of retail is done, but the year-on-year, day-by-day is children's birthday parties. So we're so used to ordering product online with free shipping and we get it tomorrow. That's not at all how this works. When retailers are ordering wholesale product, it's done so far in advance, and it's done with information that could change. A movie could move out because of something like COVID or a million other reasons. So they really are taking a bet and hoping that a decision they made 1.5 years earlier is going to produce for them, or rather pay off the right amount of product that they need on shelf. If they have empty pegs, that is the lesser of two evils. Because if their pegs are too full and they can't sell product, then they have to deal with the dreaded clearance sale, which means, again, everybody loses because it costs money to reduce the price. Retailers have to be paid off by manufacturers, and it just looks really bad for both the retailer and the brand. Ordering just enough, that whole three bears mentality, not too much, not too little, is very difficult. And retail buyers are experts at this, and they try their best. Are they going to hit every product line 100% of the time? Heck no. That's why we have clearance sales. But the idea is to get as close to that number without going over and not leaving too much missed opportunity on the table. I hope this clarifies who owns the pegs and who's responsible, as well as that long timeline. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Like and share this. It helps the channel a ton. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the comments section and right back here for more on Spector Creative.